So who is interested in sales or entrepreneurship or the sales as a part of entrepreneurship? Well, there's a saying in these parts: when you can get a real job, then you get the job in sales. And today I will talk about the sales, which is the biggest and the most important part of being an entrepreneur. To be your own boss is a stupid saying. To be an entrepreneur means that everybody else is your boss. Your employees, your customers, your banks and everybody else who are in charge about your life. As an entrepreneur, you have only power to choose between the options and to choose how to spend your time. How to spend your holidays, like today, or how to spend your Sundays, Saturdays, and so on, like yesterday or week before. Shortly, this is the most used image of somebody trying to introduce themselves, so I will use it also. Everybody knows me, but for those on the camera and behind the camera, I'm Ivica Penic, business coach and founder of NewMan's Success Academy Zagreb. Today we'll spend together around 3 hours, and first goal is not to bore you to death. So every time when you have some question or you feel that you are tired, just say shut up and I will shut up, but somebody else will have to talk then. Usually for the starting of this kind of workshop, we will start with the company presentations or with a presentation of assignments that we gave last time. This week is different because we didn't have enough time and it's national holiday again. My idea is to fulfill the mission of NewMan's Success Academy, which are transferred, I think, successfully in NewMan's Business Accelerator. And this is first to inspire, to show you that there is something better, but you need to work for it. To motivate you, to show you the way how to do this and that it's possible. And in the end, to educate you, to give you some basic tools and knowledge how to do all of these things. This is me. This is 1996, Rome, Italy. The first time when I went by myself from my home, and I never looked back. I was 17 that time, or 18 almost. And you can see the stupid Bosnian guy who just jumped on some kind of monument because I wanted somebody to take a picture of me. So if this guy could accomplish and can and become an educator, so anybody can. This is my story since 11th November 78 until today. Let's say there's a time, there's some kind of accomplishment. So as I said, I'm born in a small city in Bosnia. Not small, it's like 50,000 people. A little less than 50,000 people, but there is 46,000 people from Livno living in Germany, for example. So this is the place where nobody stays, I would say. War started in the 90s. I left. First went to Germany, to Frankfurt, then back to Split. Played basketball. I was good in it. I was in the first 5 of the national team from Bosnia in young generation. Because of the basketball, I went to Dubrovnik. I played for Dubrovnik. I finished the 2 years of college in Dubrovnik, tourism and foreign trades in Dubrovnik. Then I switched and I started my economical studies in Zagreb. I found my first agency when I was 21, and it was a very successful job. Sold it in 8 months. Then I got a job in Ministry of Financing. I thought, okay, this is entrepreneurship. I travel a lot. I had everything what I need, but okay, let's start to build a career. I spent there like 35 days sitting there, smelling, doing nothing, and I was pissed off in one moment and said, okay, this is not for me. And this 8th part is 3 different jobs in 3 different companies, marketing and sales. I started as a one person in one company selling printers and some kind of papers for the printing. I ended up as a manager of 9 companies in ex-Yugoslavia plus Southeast Europe. and leading sales manager for 69 salesmen in my team. In the first year, we managed to make like almost 70% highest than we expected, and this was one of the reasons that I left, because they promised me something that I will get if I fulfill those numbers, and then they said, wow, we were surprised, we never thought that you will be able to do it. And afterwards I founded Marine Success Academy, which is now live for like almost 5 years, and I have my own online program, and according to the deal from yesterday, all our students or our practicants and all our employees will get all my programs in order to educate themselves. For example, IPS is valued around 600 euros on the market, and I'm selling them like basically every day. So this will be something for you. Even for teasing, you will learn Croatian a little bit better, because all of them are in Croatian until we make it in English. And of course, it always looks like this. It's not a straight line up, it's up and downs, and something around NewMan's came. I don't know if this straight line up. Hopefully yesterday was 2 months that I came in NewMan's, and I think that my impact is already visible, and also that I become a better, I would say not person, but better man. And this is me again. Same position, 16 years after. This is one of the lectures that I gave last year, 300 students, no bureau NGO. That means don't wait on the bureau for the job, go to NGO and start to learn how to work. And they invited me, and they said, okay, can you come and do something? And I said, okay, what? Something motivational? I said, okay, I don't know about motivation, we'll talk about marketing, sales, about the business. And they said, yes, you can try. And can you read behind? How many of you are really and 100% satisfied and happy with this life? This is one of the sayings, one of the sentences that you use when you talk with your customer. Nobody is 100% completely satisfied. And when you ask your customer, are you happy 100% with your Korean supplier? Nobody is happy 100%. So this is the reason why I put here u potpunosti. That means in fulfilled, fully happy and fully satisfied. So this is the question that I was asking. When I put this picture in my presentation, I asked myself so many times, what really meant for these people, because this was a presentation that launched my career. After this presentation, I was approached for approximately 50 to 20 different people, giving me a business card, inviting me for speak to their venues and events. I got invitation from Sandra from Business Media Group. This is the largest conference for the sales. I got invitation in the same place from Ivan Ninčević from Entrepreneurship Center in Solin. The same year, 3 months after, we founded Entrepreneurship Camp in Solin, which is running for 3 years in a row, and it's becoming one of the biggest conferences in Croatia regarding the business, entrepreneurship, and helping already established entrepreneurs to enhance their skills and to have a better job. And we have great results in the last few months. The last event was also in Osijek. Whereas the guys that were here, they are part of this 15 companies came there, so it was good, and this is something that launched for me. And this, I start to think about it, what is the meaning of it? We are working, let's say, 1/3 of the day, 8 hours minimum. Also, when you're thinking about it, to become an expert, you need to spend 10,000 working hours. If you are working only 8 hours daily and only 5 days per week, it will take you 3.8 years to become an expert in something. So, for example, for your job to be an expert in this what you are doing, to spend 5 years is okay, because you are an artist. But if you are in some kind of internet business, if you are in some kind of service business, 4 years is a decade. It's a huge time. I calculated for something. For example, if you are doing a job on internet, if you're promoting yourself even on internet, you will need to work 12 hours daily every day, and then you will get and be an expert in less than 2 years, 1.7 years, which is around the time that all the technology is replacing and changing. So can you imagine what was here 4 or 5 years ago? I started my my business 4 years ago, and when I started to create a video, people told me, "What, are you crazy? You create a video of yourself and put it someplace on the internet." Today I have like 400 videos, and today, just today, basically all others, coaches are trying to do the same or similar. This is my advantage. So, and we will do it for a minimum of 35 years. In Croatia now there is a law that it has to be 37 years of working in order to get retirement. And that means that work is a very important part of the life. So, option 1, to do something that you like or love. Option 2 is to love what you do. Or option 3 is everything else. And I would say that more than 80% of the people that I met, that I know, that I love, have this everything else. And this is basically nothing. If you love what you do, then you are doing it passionately, you know what you are doing, you know that you are coming to this building, not to this office, not because you have to, then because you want to, because this is part of your life. If you do what you love, or you love what you do, or you learn how to like or love your work, then it will be easier for you to get from your bed in the morning, to dress up, to go someplace, to meet your colleagues, to talk to your colleagues, to finish what you have to finish in order to have enough money to be able to have a stable life. Because, you know, money is in this moment everything that we need, because with money we can buy everything. We cannot go to hunt, we cannot go to collect, we cannot go someplace to create our own environment to live there. Maybe we can, but I heavily doubt that we will manage to survive in some wilderness without internet, you know, without Wi-Fi. It will be a disaster. 3G maybe, in some forest. I'm imagining my life like this when I'm going to get old, you know, to have like high-tech home with the forest and sea around it. So, there is a place, I would say, that I would like to bring you and to move you in the direction of most entrepreneurs, or all entrepreneurs who decide to be. There are just two kinds of them. One of them is they want to, and the second of them they have to. So, I think that I was the one who had to. I was always proactive. I was always in my companies that I worked. I didn't see myself as a part of the company. I saw myself as a company, and I always act as a company, as is my own. But I never had enough courage to start it by myself. First travel agency I founded with 4 friends of mine, and it was just for fun. We didn't know what we are doing, you know. We just made a lot of money. And even now, my strategy, my financial strategy, is to make more money than I can spend. So, and this is not business really. But for me, it's working. But what happened after I had to, it's that I started to think about this as an entrepreneur, and start to think like 5 steps in front and act 1 step in front. So, what's the connection between those two? Who is more familiar? Who is better known in the world? You think that more people know what is iPhone, or who is Steve Jobs? What do you think? iPhone. Oh, much.
This is a day I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years. Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. And Apple has been, well, first of all, one's very fortunate if you get to work on just one of these in your career. Apple's been very fortunate. It's been able to introduce a few of these into the world. In 1984, we introduced the Macintosh. It didn't just change Apple, it changed the whole computer industry. In 2001, we introduced the first iPod. And it didn't just change the way we all listen to music. It changed the entire music industry. Well, today, we're introducing 3 revolutionary products of this class. The first one is a widescreen iPod with touch controls. The second is a revolutionary mobile phone. And the third is a breakthrough internet communications device. So, 3 things: a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. And here it is. No. Actually, here it is, but we're going to leave it there for now. So,
what is important for success of iPhone? Steve Jobs, the way how he presented, or the actual telephone and all other devices which are designed like this? The whole story behind it, Rob. The whole story behind it. Because the way I took this presentation, there are so many of them. I took this one because this was not the first, but it was the third, it was the biggest, and it was the best prepared ever. And this is the way how you create a tribe, how you create the followers, how you guys, for application, mobile application, you need to have a followers, you need to have a tribe, you need to have the groups of people, that I would say not worships, but a group of fans which will share this story. And this is how this story becomes bigger. Everybody of us are doing this. If we are good in something, I'm good at this, and now you, 15 of you, will hear about it, and tomorrow we will talk about it, and so on and so on. So can you imagine Facebook ad? When you add Facebook and you add how many friends do you have? And if I target you, we have 300 friends, and your 300 friends have also 300 friends. So my reach is 90,000 people. Every of you are talking with 5 people daily. You will say something to one person, 30% per month. 50 of you, 4,500 people will hear about something accidentally. This is how you create a tribe. This is how you create, but you need to create a story first. And this is when sales are becoming entrepreneurship, not only the sales. Those salesmen that you don't like, those salesmen that are pushy, that are trying to cheat you, or you feel that they are trying to cheat you, those are the guys who just got the product, don't know anything about the products. They just know that they need to trade something for money. And this is something which we are not in business. So let's see what is second. Is that important? What are you able to do? This is something I try to call the Microsoft guys, because it's something for them, but also for a lot of you. You are very talented and you have a lot of ideas, you have a lot of will to do something, but you know what? If you are intent to do something, it's not important. Important is what you do with it. This is why I like Tony Stark from Iron Man. Also, to have a great idea means nothing. What is important is what you and your team are able to do with this idea. And you can build it, you can show it, you can make a perfect product, you can do whatever you want, but if your idea don't become a product in the hands of the user, it also don't mean anything. Maybe the hobby. Before we start, and I will say this at least 3 times during this presentation, before we start, there are 5 questions that I would like you to answer for yourself. Shortly, 1 sentence. If somebody wants to participate, I will be happy. If you don't want to participate, I will find someone of you and ask. Not to Nina, because last time Vlad asked you everything. So, 5 simple questions. What is your main goal of your work? What is the main goal of this? What are you doing now? You have 30 seconds.
Write down or speak?
If you want to write down, write it down. If you don't. Why do you do it? What is the main goal for most of the people who are working something? What do they want to get from it? Somebody? About the money, yes, of course, everybody is working for money.
Experience. Achievement.
I would rather work for money than for experience.
Here you and that.
What do you need? Why do you need money?
Because we live in a materialistic world and we need money. Because money is the exchange point for everything.
Okay, what? If you need money in this moment, what for do you need money?
To have comfort in life.
How you define the comfort?
If I'm going specific, to buy the stuff that you want to have it, to travel where you want to go, to
What kind of stuff you would buy?
material stuff. Even you start from your home, your house, to build.
Why? Why are you buying your house?
Because it's something that you need, it's necessary, it's free.
No, it's not necessary. You can live in an apartment, you can rent apartment. Why do you buy?
It's money, you need to have money to rent or buy.
Why do you need it? Why do you need your house? You
You
said
can also live in a cardboard. Your needs under the bridge.
No, I mean to fulfill your needs, your basic needs.
okay, basic need to have a cover is a basic need. To have a food is a basic need. To have a social acceptance is a basic need. But there is something higher, it's called fulfillment, like self-fulfillment. And that means that we all want to get an experience. We want to feel something.
Feel important.
We want to, yeah. Usually, when I got this, why, I said, okay, I want to buy a car. I said, why do you need like 2 tons of steel with the engine? I want to feel the driving. The feeling is when all the neighbors are jealous. The feeling is when all the girls are looking at me. This is what everybody wants to get from. It's a feeling.
Yeah, but this is a personal feeling.
It's a feeling, yeah, but this is why we are living for. This is, it's very, now we have 2 cameras running, so it's, I have to behave, I would say, but there is a lot of examples about this experience feeling, what we enjoy in life. When we eat the food, we like the food, we like the taste. In the end, when we are stuffed, we feel sick. So we enjoy the experience of eating this tasty food. We enjoy sex in the same way. By the end, after the end, it's not the feeling same. It's not the same. It's starting someplace again. There is a science behind it. But doesn't matter. What is the purpose? What is the purpose of this, what you are doing? Why this is important to you? Because usually they say if you have a big why, you will easily find how. If you don't have a big why, you will really struggle to find how, and you will easier find excuse why to quit than why to continue. What is the result? What is the end result that you are wishing? What you want to get from it? And the end, sorry?
Is it pleasure?
It could be, but not only for you. What is the pleasure for the mother which is able to give the kids what they want?
Success.
Those are all, there are 162 different feelings or experiences that we can get. But also, not accidentally, there is also 162 positive human virtues. And this is something very interesting that I'm studying in the last, I don't know, couple of years. I also wrote the program called 60 Days Mental Diet, talking about these positive virtues and feelings, experiences that we can get from the positive part. Because if you feel negative, our experience cannot be negative. But somehow we educate ourselves if we feel self-pity, for example, that we enjoy this. Some kind of struggling that we're having, somehow our body is trying to enjoy this, to get some kind of satisfaction from it. And it's really psychological, but have nothing to do with the sales, so let's continue. Okay, success in the private life, in the private business, is not something that you get if you do everything that has to be done.
It's something that you give.
I will repeat it again. Success in private business is not something you get after you do everything that has to be done. And this is like mother definition of all definitions what successful entrepreneur is. Because most of the people are thinking, okay, I have to do this, and money will come. Customer will come, I will be happy, I will not have a stress, and so on and so on. If this happens, that money and the customers, everything come, there come a lot of different things that will be negative in this situation. Successful entrepreneur, you become in this process. And in this process means learning. That means that you have to learn how to behave, how to experience, how to enjoy, how to fight, how to struggle, and all these experiences in this part. Because it will be like my life story, like this. And Brian Tracy said, if there is no ups and downs, that means you're dead. There is no like heartbeat. And also there is another better one. He said, okay, if you're on the hill and you see higher hill, first you have to climb down in order to climb up. But those are just saying. Because knowledge that brought you to the problem and your private business is a problem in this moment, is a challenge, is a problem, is not enough to solve it. And this is really, I found it someplace, I'm not even sure if it sounds like this. I found it like a year ago, someplace on the internet, similar sayings, but it sounds, for me, it sounds really interesting. Knowledge that we had, which push us to think that we are able to become a private entrepreneurs or private business owners, is not enough to help us to run our own business. There are three major reasons. First, this is success factor. If we work for somebody else and we show that we are able to do, we are able to sell, we are able to market, we are able to use the tools, we are able to do this and that, we were small wheels in the big system. As an entrepreneur, there is only one big wheel, and it's much harder to rotate one big wheel than a set of small wheels. The second is, just as I just said, we are thinking that we are our own boss. But guess what? Our educational system teaches us totally different. Primary school, we get assignments, we get what we need to do, we get the grades as a proof that we did something, and we get somebody who will take care of us. Then we went to the high school, same. University, same. We went to get a job, you get assignments, you get the task, you get what you have to do, and you are paid as a reward according to this what you did. And again one, there is again somebody who is paid to overlook us. And what is happening to like big percentage of the private entrepreneurs? I would say the TV is becoming your associate, your refrigerator is becoming next office. You know that there is nothing special there, but you always go to see what is new. Your kitchen desk is becoming your office. And you get the feeling that you can do the work when you want to. The first thing when I started my own business, they told me, okay, you're working from home. I said, yes. 7 o'clock, dress up like you're going to work. Don't do it in your pajama. Don't think, I will sleep today a little bit longer, I have something to do during the day, but I will do it during the night. The most of the programmers, artists, a lot of artist designers are doing the job overnight, and then they switched to the wrong world, to the dark world. They are working, they are doing the work, but during the day, what is happening is that they need to be on the market, they need to have the jobs, get the money for it, and so on, and they are not doing it. They're just trying to catch those what they can find on the internet. And this is like heavily fishing. Business success formula. Who would like to hear it? What do you need in order to be successful business? First is the product. Second is some kind of vehicle. How to deliver your product to your customers. And the third is business model that pays you enough for you to be happy. Money and happy. Those two nice words. So, it's simple. And then the question. For whom is your product made? It's made for market. It's made for your customers. That brings your customers and your market as a fourth and underlined, most important part of your private business. And how to measure if your customers are satisfied or happy? Who knows? Trust me, if you are happy, they are happy too.
The number of clients.
Money is not everything, but everything can be measured with the money. So let's use the money. No. I bet you that everything can be measured with money. Tell me
what is valuable?
What is valuable?
Everything.
No, I didn't say valued. I said measured with the money. Customer satisfaction formula. Your product or your service times price of this product or this service times number, how many did you sold, times number of the happy customer that not complaining is your formula for success in the private business. If you are managing to sell your products with a decent amount of, I would say, customers which are complaining about something, that means you will be happy, and if you are happy, that means your customers are also happy. Because if they are not happy, they wouldn't buy, and if they are not buying, you will have a sales and money for it, and then that means you wouldn't be happy. It's easy. So, what you need from your work and from your job, it's only this. To build a good product. So we are in this stage, we are trying to build a product that is good enough for the market, or good for the market, or for the customer needs. Then you need to find a satisfying number or sufficient number of the customers who are interested in your product. They are willing to buy, they know how to use it, and they have money to pay for it. And then that means that everything else is easy. Because sales is easy, but only if you know how to sell. How that sounds to you? Easy?
Yeah.
Okay, but what about entrepreneurs and the sales? Who think here that salesman, sales, to sell, all sold are the good and positive words? Who find them negative? So you are indifferent. Not positive, not negative. More than 70% of my lectures, more than 70% of people, when I said those words, they said that they have like some kind of negative feeling about the salesman, salesperson, to sell, to be sold, those kind of words. Sales as a word, sales as a profession, sales, that they get a negative feeling. They are not excited about it. Like I said, Mercedes, or I don't know, McDonald's, chocolate cake. How do you feel? Salesman, to sell it.
Cupcake.
Vacation, sleeping. This is, I call it necessary evil. And this is in Croatian word, Nužnost zlo. And this is what I got from Google after I Googled unnecessary evil. That means all the politicians in Croatia, I will show you some of them. This here is the president. This is the president of the, what is the, they are now on the opposition, president of the opposition. This is the president of the, but also, this guy also is interesting. But this is like necessary evil, you know, in Croatia. So, if Google knows it, I don't complain it. Okay, let's talk about law. In my book, I often say this, there is only the real law, and that means the causes and consequences. That means whenever you do the action, there is a reaction. So what is reaction if you feel that sales is a necessary evil? That's something that you have to do. It comes like this. So sell or sell. Selling is necessary evil. Necessary evil means resistance. That means I don't want to do this. Resistance means what? Waiting, like to go to the dentist. Tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow, and then very often it's late. Waiting means financing. So if you are building your job, if you are spending money, if you're building a product, if you are working on marketing, building your website, design, brochures and everything else, and you're waiting, that means very soon you will end up in a financial problem. And what happens when you have a financial problem? Then frustration comes. After frustration, there is a pain. Because in frustration, I saw the teams, fighting to each other just because of the money. When they have money, they are the best in the world. But when they don't have it, always somebody to be blamed. And when you have a pain, that means you are giving up. Like if you go to the gym, if you go, whatever you do, and when you feel the pain, this is the first, what we get is give up. So, we are giving up. And this is the reason why 80% of the company are failing, because they don't have a revenue, they don't have an income, they don't have enough sufficient sales, they don't have a money, and everything else comes through. And all the beginning is how do we feel about our product, about our market. So, how the customers see it? Because there's two sides. And those guys are trying, they're really trying. They're asking me, they're calling me, they're asking me for help to teach them, to educate them. And this is the reason why I start with this lecture, because this is not the lecture here. This is just the introduction of what we will do, a part of this. First, we will build your product, then we will find your market, then we will give you tools to deliver your product to the market, and then we will give you a business model that makes sense and will make you a decent living. This is fourth part that we will do here. This sales part will go through all these four parts, and this is the reason why this is a basic that we are doing. So, how the customers see it? Do I need this, what he's offering? So, if I'm not self-confident and I'm talking to you in this moment, trying to sell you something, you don't get a feeling really that you want to buy it. Do I need this? Is this my investment safe? If you don't feel confident, I'm trying to push, when I'm talking to you, I'm trying to push each of you, when I said I'm challenging your idea, just to see what will your reaction be. How you will feel. You become all red. And if you're negotiating in this, and if you're negotiating with somebody who knows this, how to use this, he'll know how to stress you. But then again, you're an artist. That means if you don't want it, you don't want it. Doesn't matter. For you, doesn't matter. But if you are feel stressed, in pain because of the money, then you will give up. And then you will sell under the price that you need. And then you will be underpriced artist, which is again very bad thing for the market and for other artists, because you need to keep your price.
Yes, I do mistake. I already do.
Will I make mistake? If I buy from you and you don't feel it, don't give me impression that you know what you are talking about. Okay, you are selling the product, but somebody who is selling the service, for example, you are working now in the gym, and if you are selling me yourself as a personal trainer, and I don't trust you and your attitude, I get the feeling that I will pay something that I will not get it. Can I trust you? And again, what is it for me? If I don't get a feeling that there is somebody who is confident, self-confident in this what they are doing, then I get a feeling that I will not be satisfied my needs. So we have to go back to here. You sell when you have money. You look for the customers when you have customers. And you are negotiating the price when you have enough money to be in a position to negotiate. If you wait everything to settle, you will find yourself in this situation. 80% of the companies that failed, I wrote collapsed because it sounds stronger, failed in the first years because the lack of the money. And guess what? Over 75% of those companies, of the companies that are founded, that got investment, what we are looking for, not to bootstrap, okay, I will start slowly making money day by day, selling and trying to do this. But those who got investment, 75% of them fail because of the same reason. Because they feel confident that they have enough money, they can start, that they can build, and the sales is not important. I was 2 years mentor in Zagreb, in ZIP, and I was facing, basically with every group, I was facing the same problem. When they are on the door, out, exiting this incubator, they start to stress about the sales. And they want to learn it in a day. Show me how to sell. Show me your internet secret. How you promote your stuff. Yeah, after 6 years that I'm doing this, now I'm good at it. And this is the most painful truth. You invest everything that you have. Your wishes, your dreams, your energy, your time, your effort, and your money. And you were rejected from your customers, from the person that you are building the product for, because you don't look confident enough. Because they don't believe, they don't trust you. And this is the point of breaking like 80% of entrepreneurs. And I said, okay, this is not for me. I'm not good enough for it. I did my best. I have the best product ever. My design is more beautiful. My brochures, wow, and the business cards. But there is no sales. And if there is no sales, there is no money. If there is no money, there is no business. Just copy, fortunately. Again, think what is there in it for me. This is what the customer is thinking. And if you don't know how to pass this information, how to explain to customer what is there for him, you will not sell. And what we are doing, when you are presenting your products, about what are we talking? How you present your lamps?
Your
Lamps.
Lumps.
Lamps, like small lamps.
Lumps, like this one here.
How do you present your product? Tell me something about your product.
About my product, okay, I can tell about all my art that have possibility to transform the consciousness or evoke the man to start working on themselves and gain self-realization. That's the point of it.
I want to hear this speech because you exercise this speech. And this is the great stuff. Because she's not talking about lamps. She's not talking about herself. She's not talking about her work. She's talking what the product can do for me as a customer. And this is how it has to be done. This is what Steve Jobs is talking. He didn't talk about the technology. He didn't talk what they did in order to do this. They were just talking about the experience that the customer will get if he buys the product that he's offering. And this is like transcendence. This is like, there's a Croatian word onkraj, that means not up, not down, not side, and someplace around, all around. This is the sales. This is the real sales. That you create value for somebody, that you explain to somebody what they will get from it, and then you don't need to talk about this is like 10 centimeters and you will get it for 100 euros. So you can calculate how much 1 centimeter is worth. How to change this? Let's try some live example. You all have been in a restaurant. So is there a restaurant that you really liked and that you talked about it to all your friends or relatives or somebody else? That you say, wow, yesterday I was in this restaurant, great food, steak, salad, perfect, service, waiter was really good. They have a parking place in front and you know what, they are not so expensive. Are you familiar with this story? Why are you doing this? Did you see the good movie? Some kind of Hollywood movie that you say, wow, this is a movie. I know at least 4 of you that post on the Facebook in the last month some kind of good movie. Are you getting affiliate? Are you getting money from it? Some kind of commission? No. You know the good cafe here, and when I said, okay, where can I get coffee? And you will recommend. Yeah. Go there and have coffee there. So that, are you getting commission from those places?
No, it's a good feeling. It's a good feel, and it's word of mouth. Yeah.
Word of mouth is a vehicle. Product is that you experienced there, and the business model is that you don't feel that you need a business model. You don't feel that you need, because if I go there and they cheat me, think about this. What if you are affiliate? What if you are getting commission from those places? If you went to a restaurant and you are happy, and you go there and you know that if you send me there, that you will get, I don't know, 10% of my invoice. Would you talk to me in the same way? Would you share this story in the same way? Like, wow, yesterday I was there, it was great, super. What is the best coffee? Yeah, this coffee is the best. Go there, ask for this guy, sit, order this coffee, perfect, everything else. What do you think?
I think the attention will be a little bit different.
Why?
Because I will have attention on the earning money, first of all, also.
So how do you feel about my point that I just made a few minutes ago?
It's not the same purpose between the two.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same purpose. And if you overpass the money as a purpose, and you can do it only if you have money. If you don't have money, it's very difficult to overpass this. And very usually people without money are saying that money is not important. And now I will say this in camera, and always people who are not good looking, they're saying that good look is not important. In this freaking life, everything is important because we are the ones who are deciding what is important. Because you cannot sell me something if I don't feel that you are important enough for me, that you are good looking enough for me, that you are smart enough for me, that your product is design enough for me, blue enough for me, yellow enough for me, because I'm the one who is deciding in this moment. I'm the one who is choosing the product, the person is selling. And if you are behaving differently, if you just came here and I said, okay, who can suggest me a coffee place, and you said this and it, and if you do it in the same way but you're getting commission from it, you will do it differently. And this is what you need to overpass. This is what you need to change. Because I'm affiliate of, like, I would say 20 different services. And some of us, I don't know if some of you, but a lot of people from here bought those kind of tools and they were super happy, and they also like gave me something in return because they thought that I gave them this for free, basically. Maybe a lot of products they got for free. I got the benefit from it. In this moment, how many of us are using Slack? What is the name? 30 of us at least. 30 here at least. And this is like my beta testing group. Because I got $100 from them to test this, to see how it works, to give them a feedback, what they can enhance. And today we already come that we need some part of it. Today I already brought them about it. And the first question was for them, what do you think? How much are you willing to pay for this additional feature? And I said, okay, for this car it will be 5 of us, around $2-3. Thank you very much. That means in the next 60 days I will get the upgrade and they will ask me to pay $2-3. And if I'm in this testing group, all my group will get a discount and so on and so on and so on. But for me it's the same feeling if I'm selling something for money or if I just advising somebody to take something. I get a feeling the same. And this is when you know that this what you are selling is good for somebody, that can really have an impact to somebody. And if I don't have this feeling, I will not offer it. Definitely. For a lot of people, I gave my program to at least 10 people here who I didn't think that they will be able to understand it, to use it, but I want to try it. And for those people that I know that cannot afford it. So, and I'm openly saying about it, so I don't have a problem with it. And this is what you learn after some years of experience, after some period, but this is the perfect example. Perfect example. Why do you feel different when we are asking for money and doing the same thing without the money? And this is what you need to ask yourself. This is what you need to get an answer. What is the purpose of your life? Is your purpose to build a product, to sell the product, to get the money from the product, to use the money for something else? And what for? And then you will just overpass everything and you will know that you need the money, you will find a way to get the money and use the money for something else. If you want to get rich and start to doing drugs, it's motivation also. I always said, like, everything good is motivation. Yeah, look at Wall Street in the last 10 years. They had fun. There are two types of the salesman. The first one is this pushy one, I would say. The salesmen who don't know the product, basically. They know only the stuff that they can read. And they have idea to replace something with something. That something is product that they have, and with money is value that they have. They have certain idea how to do it, and they are looking for suckers. You know, I have a product and I'm looking for the customer. This is not the way how we are doing. For entrepreneurs, this is impossible, because if you are not, you are selling the product that will change somebody else's lives. You are promising that your application will change somebody else's future. Not only somebody else, but the future of they or his or her kids. And if you don't sound convincing enough, they will not buy it. And if you are convinced that you can do it, and you convince them, and you don't fulfill it, it will be a very negative impact in the world. So you need to find a way how to do it differently, so they get the feeling that this is something that they need, because you don't know what they need. They know. But your message have to give them a power, I would say, to decide. And this is our second part.
South Korea, a country devoid of oil. Seoul, a city where 1/4 of Koreans live, with one of the world's highest gasoline consumption. The situation is getting worse. Car usage is increasing. Petroleum costs are rising. Parking spaces are scarce. People are stressed out. Every day, a Seoul driver wanders 500 meters to find a parking space. In a month, this equals 15 kilometers or 1 liter of gas. S-Oil, one of the 4 oil companies in Korea, took action. It is on a mission to save oil. Right here, right now. Thus begins the HERE campaign. It has set up a HERE balloon for each parking space. As a car parks in it, the balloon falls. When the car exits, the balloon rises. Cars can spot these balloons from afar. They can spot open parking spaces without wandering. Finding quick parking means saving oil. One easily spotted parking spot is worth 1 liter of oil saved.
교육하실 때 엄마들은 한 저것만큼 경제적인 게 없다고
딱 이정표가 있으니까 참 뭐 좋은 아이디어 같아요.
주차장에서 풍선 가니까 신기했어요.
풍선 없었으면 못 들어오는 거죠. 진짜.
HERE balloons have saved drivers' gas expenses through a new and interesting method. S-Oil, the oil seller, gained the impression of an oil-saving company. Save oil, save time, save money. HERE, taking action for a better world. Save oil, save Earth. S-Oil.
Okay, 80-20, Pareto rules. Everything is 80-20 in the world. So basically it's also in the sales. 80% of the sales is your mindset. How do you feel about what you are doing and what you are selling? And this is how do you feel if you are recommending to your friend a restaurant, or you are recommending something because you are getting commission. And this is the feeling, why are you doing it? You are doing it, why? Because you think that he will enjoy and like something that you experienced, or you are doing it because you will be paid for it. And this is a mindset of an entrepreneur. We need to think, or even to find a way how that we be able to think that we are doing favors for somebody else. Even if you, because there is no perfect product for perfect customer. You need to find, there's no product that can be reachable for everybody, that everybody likes the product. You need to find a customer who likes your product and who can have a benefit from it. And if you manage to do this, then you will have a sales model. And then you can explain or present your product same as you are presenting some kind of service that you tried, that you tested, and that you had a good experience. Only 20% are skills. And more than everybody, basically, who are doing the coaching, the training, are focusing on the skills, on what you need to do. And if you do it properly, it doesn't mean that you will be successful in sales. Very often, I don't know, you're not old enough for this, but I worked in corporate, so I got the salesman selling me different, from the papers, different office stuff, until the big machines. And when somebody come and when somebody is looking okay, behaving okay, have everything, computer, all the brochures, he know everything about the product, somehow I get a feeling like, I don't know. I don't feel that they really like what they are doing and that they are confident in this, what they are saying. I get a feeling like those very usually, or most usually, or always, girls from the primary school, when they just learn, Štreberice is the name, when they learn everything by heart, and then when you stop them, they have to start from the beginning. And this kind of salesman is professional, but not doing the work. You cannot be an entrepreneur and do the same stuff. You can be employed in big corporation and behave like that, and look like you're behaving like that. And then we go to positive mindset. It's empty, it's half empty, or it's full. There is no half empty or half full. This middle one is half full. Because this one is empty, then you pour it half. So if you are doing something inside, that means if you pour the water until the half, that means it's half what? Full. If you, this one is empty, this one is empty. You pour the water in this one, so it's half full, and this one is full. So there is no psychology behind it, half full, half empty. Just if you remove those parts, then it stays something that you need to make your decision about it. But you need to have a context, which is more important. Also in your sales story, there is a story part which will give a context to your product or to your content. And if you show this like this, so it's half full, you buy or you not buy, it's good for you or it's not good for you, then you have a decision to make. But if you put it as a story behind, then you will get that you have an empty glass, then you fill it, it has to be half full because you just fill inside and you have a full glass. And in this storyline, all the disagreements in the world about this make no sense. So your offer will also sound better than if you just put it by themselves. And this is the power of the positive mental mindset. You saw it in Code and Beer. So everything starts from our beliefs. Our beliefs means, are we able to do something or not? What do we think? Are we good for it? Are we good looking? Are we, I don't know, smart enough? Are we intelligent enough? Are we capable enough? And so on and so on and so on. So what do we think about ourselves? It will become our potential. Because if I think that I can learn something, I will learn it, and I have potential to learn it. So if you ask me, if I can fly a helicopter, I will say no. If you ask me in a month, can I fly a helicopter, I will say definitely yes, because I will take the month to learn how to fly a helicopter. At least I will try. And this is my potential. After my potential, it goes activities or my working ethics. And then we get results. But results, if we get good results, how does good results have an impact on our beliefs? Do we believe that we can do something? If we have good results, our confidence, self-confidence is rising. So we think that we can or can't? We can. And if we think that we can, we are able to put our potential, to give more time, more energy, more learning, more doing what? More. And if we add all of this time for preparation, are we willing to work more or less? If we work more, or if we believe that we can do it, if we are willing to put all our potential and work for it, do you think that the results will be good or bad? And we have good results, how do we feel? If we feel better, satisfied, happy, confidential, what are our beliefs? That we are good or bad? Capable or incapable? Stupid or smart? I saw so many less than average looking people, mostly guys, which has a huge successful with the opposite sex, because they are just so confident. Not because they are viewing in the mirror, and because the results that they are getting. And this is go in one way, but also can go in the different way. And this is how to explain the economic crisis that hit us 30s, 70s, and now in 2008. The stars, the big bubble blast in America, it comes to us. How? All the banks are connected, they just close the treasures, there's no money. There is no money, that means there is no potential. If there is no potential, we really don't do so hard as we did it yesterday, because yesterday we had a potential, we worked for it. Now there is no potential, we don't work for it. So there is no potential, we don't work for it, so our results are smaller. And when we have a smaller result, it's crisis and we cannot do anything. So it's crisis, so let's sit and wait. We don't believe that we can do anything on the market. So if we don't believe, we don't invest. If we don't invest, that means we don't put our potential. If we didn't invest, we don't work. Again, we don't try to do more. So we even believe less. Our potential and investment are lower. Our work and work ethics and activities on the market are lower. And we are expecting what? To rise up from the crisis? No, we go even deeper. And we go even deeper because our results are lower, but not because of the results or financial situation in the country. We go even deeper because of the mindset of the people, of the belief that we are not able. In Macedonia, nobody trusts that. Nobody believes. I don't know if there is anybody really, actually, 100% believe that it can be a success story here. In Croatia, it's the same. Really, really. That you think that it's better for you to be here than any place else.
Yes, because of that I'm still here. I get offer to go
How rich are
London
you?
to work.
How rich are you? Are you very rich? Your limousine is waiting for you here.
No.
Let's talk about how, if you...
I have a challenge.
Let's talk about when the cameras are off. There is a lot of different levels of this. I call it when you go from recession to depression. And this is depression that we are getting now. This is depression that young people are looking for opportunity to run out, to go for a work out, because they are thinking that there is a better place. I will never say, for me, here is the best. There is a talent, there is a possibility. I don't have to work much more than others, because others don't work much more. Because to have a good idea, I said it's not enough, and you don't need to have a revolutionary idea. You need to be like 10% different and much better. Here, you just need to be a little bit better and a little bit different. And this is how you manage. If you go someplace out, for example, I have a friend, he's in Manuel Lynch in UK, and his salary is 70,000 pounds per month. That means around 200,000 euros per year. And he has 2 weeks only to spend per year, and 1 week for the holidays. And he said, okay, I have enough money to go any place, but I really don't want. And he comes to Zagreb and we meet for a coffee, and he's complaining all day long. 4 o'clock in the morning he has to wake up in order to, because London is huge, to get an apartment. In this salary even to get an apartment is a lot of money. Spending an hour in the metro, reading the materials that they need to work, working all day long. Last 45, let's say half an hour before his work is finishing, he has to collect and think which kind of files he's allowed to take out of the building to be able to work at home. Because if he take the work from office to home, which is not allowed for him to take it out, he will get a penalty for it. And then again, 1 hour back. So for 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, when he gave up and he go out, until 7, 8, he's working on some kind of numbers, financial numbers and numbers and numbers and numbers. And when he come home, he go to the gym. Now he got married last week, some time with wife, and in the 15, 20, 30 years your life passed and you didn't see anything except sad people faces on the metro when you're driving in the morning to the work or afternoon from the work. This is the saddest for me when I see the faces in the buses, in the public transportation, in the metros of the people. And you can see how tired they are of the life that they have. And this is why I become an entrepreneur, because I can choose how to spend my time. What do we need for success? It's magic. Decision. Everything starts with decision. You came here because you decided you will come here and we will talk. You did this, what you are doing, because you decided this is good for you. But you won't. Maybe it's not good for you, but you just decided you want it. Everything starts with this decision. If you want to be successful, you decide you want to be successful, and you will be successful. But you have to know what success means for you. This is very important, what you said. This is challenging for me. I got an offer to go there, but it's challenging for me here. This means success for you. To be here, to stay here, and to be your own part of the success story, and to have a decent life here, and to prove everybody else that you are able to succeed here. This is what's success for you. For me, I don't know. Maybe I haven't. I wrote in the beginning, are you 100% happy with your life? I don't know. For me, this constant change is something that is moving. This week I was started thinking about Portugal maybe. I don't know, because it got a little bit cold. About LA, about Cape Town, about Israel. Who knows? Maybe there is something more for me. And I spent 15 years in a relationship, 4 years in a marriage, and after we split, I somehow got the impression this is how it has to happen. This is what life means to me. But who knows? Beliefs again. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. And then plan. You cannot do it if you don't plan. This is how I started on Beer & Code. I said, okay, you have car in front, you have full car of gas, and you have 500 euros. Where are you going? Nobody knows. But we are starting business without idea where we want to end up and what is our way to this place. Same as product launching. If you want to launch a product, you need to know when, how, to which people, and you need to have a really plan from the day 1 to the day 60 or whatever. And then a discipline. When you have everything connected, to discipline yourself, to do every day something which will bring you one step closer to this, what you really desire, what you want to get. Because this is the basic thing. Which 2 countries you imagine when I say discipline?
Japan.
Always. There is no mistake. I asked this question 100 times, 100 times I got the same answer. So 2 countries. One of them was destroyed to the ground after the Second World War. That means in 50s, that means 70 years from now. But Germany was technologically and commercially and financially stable in the 80s. That means 30 years after it was demolished, it was rebuilt, and it's again strong. Japan was hit with 2 atomic bombs. And this is the power of discipline. Because this is the power of the mindset, of our self-conscience. We get the same feeling, body-wise, emotional-wise, when we accomplish something small and something big. The difference is our logic, how we see it. If you just do something, you find valuable information, you're lying on the couch, there's another story. It's not part of this lecture, but I will say it. There is this central, or this front row, which is the biggest part, the big brain. It's the biggest part of the brain. And this brain consumes 30% more energy than any other muscle. So that means when you get into the creative work, when you're doing something creative, after a certain period of time you forget the time, you forget that you did eat, you forget that you are sitting in the same position for like an hour, that you can move, but afterwards you are very tired. And very often I said I would rather go someplace to really work, to get rest a little bit. But also, this is the part of your brain when you really don't want to do something. Somehow, you have to, but there's something keeping you on the chair. There's something like pulling you back. And then if you can imagine now this moment when you over-switch, when you said, there is a good reason why I shouldn't do it now, I will do it tomorrow. Then you get relaxed. Then you get a feeling of accomplishment. Then you get a feeling that you already did something. Because you just reschedule for another time. Or give yourself a good reason why you didn't, but you don't have to do it now. You get this relaxation. The same thing, if you, in that moment, if you need to research and you just take your mobile phone, and this is what I'm doing. Go on Google and Google something that you are interested in. And you will find something. So, interesting. Click one, click two, and you will find yourself in half an hour researching, doing, writing, and already creating something. Because for the human mind, the small winning and the big winning are 100% emotional. Can you imagine when you get emotional, when you get some feeling like excitement? Can you imagine if you scale it like 100 times? From the basic one, times 100 when you are happy, for example, when you find something nice, happy, see a nice puppy. And I get a feeling like happy. And how happy are you when you see beloved person that you didn't see for a long time? 100% the same. Everything else is your reaction. Because in emotional wise, if you talk about the enzymes, it has to be like 10 times more and human beings wouldn't survive. Everything else is just logic. So try to give yourself a smaller rewards. Wow. Do you know what is the reason why most people don't succeed in private business? What do you think?
Not having the effort.
No. Because they never start. Everybody that I met, there is a reason why they don't start. But they don't start. And this is the only reason why the big majority of people never make.
And everything is related with the belief. They never started because they never believed in themselves that they are.
Or they are lazy motherfuckers. And this become because they didn't believe that they can. And I hate this kind of stuff. I hate that I can't, I didn't try, I never do it. I never did it. Try once, you will see it. 2 reasons. Fear and doubt. And this doubt is part of the beliefs that I'm not good enough, I'm not good looking enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have a school, I didn't finish university, I don't have this kind of brochure, it's easy for you with this good computer, I don't have this phone, if I had this phone I could do this all the time, and so on and so on and so on and so on. First is the fear. There's a really, really nice saying that says, if we only would know how small amount of people, of time, other people are spending thinking about us, we would be offended. And most of the things that we are doing are because of other people. We are always thinking what they will say about me, how they will react if I do something. And this is the fear. The fear, especially here, it's fear of failure. This is like stupid fear because, if there is a fear of failure, we will still crawling around, we will never walk. Because if there is a small kid have a fear that they will fail and try to walk and hit themselves, we will crawl around, like this, hi. Or to drive some kind of skateboard, we are already advanced, who knows. But to try, to fail, to learn from it, to try again, to fail, to learn from it, it's the part of the life. And the doubt. doubt that we are capable, not that we are willing, that we can, or that we are capable to this. But this is good for us. And again, those two are again our own emotional fear. Who have a fear of snakes?
Me.
Nobody else? You don't have a fear of snakes?
No.
Really? But what was the last time that you touched the snake?
Yeah, this summer.
This summer you touched the snake? You also don't fear snakes?
I haven't been in contact with them, but...
What do you think? There is a great guy. He worked with me on some kind. I was 16 years old. I started to work on the construction of the building because my father didn't know, and I was getting like 10 marks per hour. And there was a guy he said, "If you put me the bear and you put me the snake, I will wrestle the bear." And this is like the old fear, because or like Catholics or Orthodox, we also have this fear because of the story of Adam and Eve, and because of our parents or grandparents told us about the snakes and how evil snakes are. In all the movies, when you have somebody evil, they are bringing the snake. They have like beautiful albino python, which is really nice animal or snake or whatever, but they are putting this in this correlation with the evil something. And we have this impression that this is evil. This is fear. What?
Anaconda.
Anaconda, the worst movie ever. Sharks also, yeah. Sharks. You know which animal killed the most people in the world? Not animal.
People, kill most people. But
Not animal.
the second one is mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, yeah. The more people are killed from the cows than from the sharks. This is like funny fact. But let's go back to fear and doubt. Both two emotions. But something's wrong with this camera. Okay, now me. This will be edited. I will edit it. Fear and emotions. Fear is an emotion. Expectation is emotion. So, when you are expecting something good to happen,
It happens.
no, but if you know that something good will happen, and you're expecting this to happen, then you're excited. Yeah. This is emotion. This opposite emotion, if you expect something bad to happen, then you have a fear. Then you're scared. Basically, it's all about you. And in most of this situation, you don't know what will happen. You're just expecting something to happen. So you are creating a fear. Why we are fearing of dark? Because we don't know what is around us. Then we are creating our own images. So many times I was watching some kind of zombie movie, I think. No, it was zombie, but it was TV series. What is the name?
Walking Dead.
What?
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, yeah. Now, if I watch it now, in the 7 seasons, it's funny, but in the first one, it's a little bit scary. And I went out for like over the midnight, and I went out with my dogs outside, and we walked the park, and I was just thinking like, wow, zombies, scary. It's really dark, wow, zombies. And then something started moving, and then I tried to create an images. What if? What if? And then I started to be a little bit scared, and then I went from this park to the light, but the darkness stayed behind me, so I really didn't see anything behind me. And then I remember the story from Sixth Sense, when the guy said that you get this what is the name? Goosebumps when the dead soul is close to you, something like this, like a little colder and this. And then I get like this feeling, wow, something is standing behind me. For sure, but I have 2 dogs, and why they are not doing anything? I was really scared. I mean, in that moment I was really scared. Even when I entered to my house, to my building, I opened the door and I looked behind me and said, okay, there is nobody, and then I closed it. This is a mental image. The mental image about the sharks. When I was in Dubrovnik, there was a like harbor, like bay, and I was on one place, I lived on one place, and there's a famous beach on another, and most of my friends were on another side. So, not to go walk around, I just took my swimming shoes and my goggles for swimming, and just went for the other side, and my friend that lived there, he had what I need and always some money if I needed and so on. But this was the idea, like to swim like 45 minutes swimming. And it was everything great until the movie, The Deep Blue Sea. And then information. Not those sharks that are killing everything and doing this, no, info. The average human is swimming 1.5 meters per second, average shark is swimming 18 meters per second. So, 1, what shark? 2, no, there cannot be shark. 3, yes, there is a shark. So basically, if I saw it in like 15 meters, he's already there. And with that in mind, I start to swim. And this goggles start to fall a little bit. So when I did like this, I was 100% sure that there's at least 10 of them. Like swimming like in the movies. So I started to swim like an idiot. From half of the bay, I was 100%. I was sure that at least 10 of them are attacking me. I was so sure that I didn't even watch. You know, if you turn to see what is behind you, you will get slower. Maybe not slow. You will get slower. Maybe you trip. Maybe you fall. Maybe something. No, I had head down, swimming as fast and as hard as I can ever. I headed out to old ladies. It was. I remember every minute of it.
You were lucky.
I'm lucky they didn't get it.
No, you were lucky. In 2006, I was in Budva with 2 friends of mine, and during the last day of our holiday in Budva, we decided to go diving. It was our first experience, and during our trip from the coast to the cave, the guy said, "Oh, did you not hear what? There are 2 sharks that are spotted in Beijing, which are hungry."
Yeah.
And no, but it was real. There were two sharks that were spotted in Beijing the day before. And I was the first one during a Ždrebka that had to go to dive to a cave. And you go from a straight light point and you enter the cave, and now everything starts to feel dark and cold. And you only see like on the shark movie the exit. And at that point, I imagined, what if now you see the tail and my heart went bumping, like I still remember the scene.
You think that you were lucky. But can you imagine diving on the cliff? So it's basically a huge cliff straight down, and I had a huge reflector here. It was night. And now you're moving around, and you are catching this murina, the big one, and the octopus if they are, because it's already deep. And now can you imagine if you have a big light and a small fish, really small like this one, just pass over your light. What kind of shadow you get on this? You cannot imagine what kind of shadow you get this. Really, really. I was eating like something. But this is the image that we are creating to ourselves. This is the image that we are creating. Like, if I'm now sitting here in front of you, for me it's the same. 10 of you, 15 of you, or 300 of you. I don't have a scare because I don't have this image, negative image in my head. What will happen if I don't know how to say, if I just freeze, if I just block, if I say something wrong, if you find me an idiot who is thinking that there is something that he is able to say to us and that we will listen to him and so on, so on, so on. But this is again about your attitude and about how do you feel about what you are doing. And then doubt, will I be good enough? Or the fear, I will fail, are just 2 emotions that you can control. And if you can learn how to control it. For example, now on Super Prodavač Zagreb, I start a movie, I said, hi, it's nice to be introduced. I'm happy to be first for opening this big event because I opened 2 days in a row, even though I was quoted like 3 times in opening. And I said, okay, for starters, let me show you a short movie. And I put like 2 minutes movie on the screen and take a picture of the people, look at people, try to find familiar place, try to find somebody who really smiling on this what I'm showing. I show Jim Carrey in Yes Man, the part when this Korean salesman, first she was pissed off because nobody wants her, and then after they talk she become a little bit better. So this was like, all idea is the customer service inside of the store. But In that time, I took 2 minutes to find 10 people, 10 faces that I like, that I can focus. So I'm not looking only one person. No, I was just moving around, walking around, and I told them, put your customer, give him 2 minutes. Look your customer, don't do something stupid on your telephone. Behave and see behavior. Try to understand not what he's looking for, then why he needed it. And then I put the next slide was old lady in the store that I took the picture. So maybe she's looking for the cheapest toy because she doesn't have money. But with the question, can I help you? You will get to know just looking. But with the question, is this for a boy or the girl? You will get a human contact. You will find a way how to talk with the person. And this is also, I took the 2 minutes because this nervousness, trema, that we are getting before the public speaking, it lasts only for 2-3 minutes in the beginning. And it took me 3 minutes in order to adjust to the room. Every meeting that I have, I will come 15 minutes first. 15 minutes, pick a place, pick a chair, organize myself in order that I feel comfortable. And then I can start. And this is like the best advice that I ever had. And this is probably one of the good advices that I give to you. Come to a meeting earlier and pick your place and you can feel comfortable. Don't put your back to the door. This is very important. Again, from the psychological part that you don't know who is coming. What was the next? Social mindset. The reason. Don't do this. Ne. Like Alex said. Ne. When we are from the early age until now, even they're telling us what we shouldn't do, what we can't do, what is not good for us, and so on. Because parents, they are trying to keep, they're caring, and they will tell us what is not good enough for you. This is the snake. This is not good for you. Don't touch the snake.
There was a Harvard review published last year that talked about social mindset, and it's a pretty good one. I'll just say the conclusion. They say that on average, a child, which is the most easiest person to create a mindset to, from the age from 1 to 5, is given 48,000 barriers by saying, no, don't do this, no, don't touch this, no, don't do this, no, don't touch your dog, don't. And practically the parents are the ones that create the barriers for each other.
After being cut from his high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. He wasn't able to speak until he was almost 4 years old, and his teachers said he would never amount to much. Was demoted from her job as a news anchor because she wasn't fit for television. Fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no original ideas. At age 11, he was cut from his team after being diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency, which made him smaller in stature than most kids his age. At 30 years old, he was left devastated and depressed after being unceremoniously removed from the company he started. A high school dropout whose personal struggles with drugs and poverty culminated in an unsuccessful suicide attempt. A teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything and that he should go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. Rejected by Decca Recording Studios, who said, "We don't like their sound. They have no future in show business." His first book was rejected by 27 publishers. his fiancée died, failed in business, had a nervous breakdown, and was defeated in 8 elections. If you've never failed, you've never tried anything new.
Have you imagined how it's feeling to go and ask 27 different people to publish your book and be rejected? And this is people business. You know what means VD40? This for the rust. This spray for rust. VD40. That means it was 42 formula that works. But you try and you try and you try. But how do you feel when you go like in 27 different days or a month or 2 months or a year to 27 different people and they say no to you? It's like you have to give up. Abraham Lincoln was beaten 8 times in an election, and 9 times he became a president. And by becoming president, he became one of the most, or the most important person in the human history, I would say, because it's the guy who canceled slavery. After it's from 9 times. So this is like they are teaching us to think. If I see, I will believe. But for entrepreneurs, if I believe, I will see it. Because entrepreneurs, we are creating our own vision, our own reality, I would say. What is the reality for us now sitting here talking about the business when there is a national holiday? Maybe there is some kind of fireworks or, I don't know, they're eating something, drinking, and I never thought, eating again. But this is it. And this is J.K. Rowling. Do you know how many times she was rejected for Harry Potter? 8 times. And Harry Potter was first as a book established for the small friend, because friend was pity of her that she is trying to release the book and nobody wants to be this, what is the name, publisher of the book. And then she said, okay, let's try it and I will finance it and let's just do it and become a super happy and super rich because they just try to do it.
There's another example now from Brendan Kuchar. His last book, The Motivational Manifesto, was rejected by Barnes & Noble. He's #1 New York Times bestseller. And he had a video clip a week ago when he was discussing about rejection and how stupid Barnes & Nobles were. Not in the diary.
Well, Brendan has a great marketing skills, and he's always starting with, do you know my story? He always has the same story. And when I hear his video starting, I saw my lady under the burden of my bills. I said to myself, I have to succeed. This is his story always. Like he's writing the book, the first book, Manifesto. He's writing the book on a small kitchen table, and all the papers and everything was on the bed because he didn't have a table to put it on it. And in some part, his girlfriend lay down into the bed. She just entered the bed in front of the blanket, and he see his lady lying under the burden of his invoicing, his bills, and he said, I have to succeed. But this is Brandon. He's a perfect guy. He's a great guy. He's really good. And nobody can do it. Because he just press the camera and record. He's just recording his mind, see what he's thinking. I saw so many webinars of him. He's like great guy, great guy. So, the fate and achievement. I cannot, then you would. Don't try it. I won't, then you could. I think I can, then it's possible. Sure I can, then make it. And like Harry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right in the both times. And this is one of my systems which will show you how to think in the right way when you think about entrepreneurs and when you're thinking about the schools. And one of my friends, good friend now, and he's like long-term customer, and he bought it first and he said, wow, after the IPS I feel like a speedboat but with 2 engines. So this is a feeling in the world, and this is the reason why I put these 2 engines here. And I means is hot in creation, which results. Purpose is like why and the plan. And I said, if you know result that you want to get, what? If you have your what, but it will be later. So instead, all of you are very often thinking, what should I do? What do I have to do now? The good is what result or outcome are you want to achieve? Because then again, same as in the sales, when you are presenting to somebody your product or the restaurant that you get, that you have a good feeling, this is what result, what outcome you want to get from it. You will get the presentation, you will get video. Only if you want to put it on Facebook, but then you have to take a picture of me also. How can I motivate myself? This is like a question when you get very often. When I'm doing the consultancy, how I motivate myself, how I motivate my co-worker, how I motivate my staff, how I motivate my customers. Wrong. What is the purpose of this, what I'm doing? Because motivation is just a feeling. The purpose is something that motivates you. And then, should I make or I need to make a to-do list? The to-do lists are the worst thing you can do ever. In the morning, they said in the morning you write your own to-do list. And then what is happening in the human mind? You start with the small things, easiest is because you get accomplishment. And by some part, you get enough of accomplishment. You say, wow, I did it. I did so many things. This is what I did in my first year of my college. First year, I gave we could leave 2 exams for the next year. So it's like term, to give conditions for the term. And I made it like in the first few times when we have this exam. So 15 of June, July, June, already 15 of June, I was already finished for the second year. And it was great. But what happened? We have mathematics and statistics, to the hardest. Exam that I never touched, that I never been, that I didn't see, I didn't know the professor, but everything else was easy. So I just passed, which is all easy, and I was like, wow. And with this attitude, I was partying all summer, and I came to the September, and I failed, and I failed, and I failed, and I failed, and then I lost like 18 months of my life trying to learn mathematics and statistics by me, by myself, paying the instructions and everything, and I lost the second year, and it was a lot. It costed me a lot. From my parents, from the trust, beliefs, and everything else, I thought I have to go and find me a job. I have to start to waiter something. I will go to the cruise ship, to work on the ship, or even to go to Germany to go to construction work in order to get some money and in order to get back on the same field. Luckily, I've managed to find a good job. Again, I was waiter in Dubrovnik, and in 6 months I moved from Dubrovnik to Cavtat. There was nobody in that time because Cavtat had a war until 1995-6, and I was studying in 1998. So I went there. I stayed there for 6 months. For the next 2 exams, I passed 13 exams, 2 that I was missing from the first year, 11 others, 8 from the second year, and 3 to major it, to make my finals. And I switched to Zagreb in the same way. The last exam I had at the same time, I had statistics and public financing. At the same time, catching the professor. One professor he was coming from Split, and asked 1, asked 2. Luckily, the first written part was different, so I made both of them, but oral part was at the same time, and I asked if they can wait for me. I passed statistics. I was running across the building to catch the professor. He was just entering out, and I said, yeah, but I need to do this. I said, okay, you're buying the coffee. So we went in the cafeteria, and we were sitting in the cafeteria talking about the public financing, and he brought me 2 in my index. So I passed, and it was like my pass to Zagreb and my pass to life. And this 6 months was really, really scary. By myself, cut it financially, not in half and in third, because my father said, no problem. You went to try the basketball, you didn't manage to go to profs, in this area. You tried college, didn't work. There is a place for you, you can work. We had a store at that time. Also, we had a big house, he built it. He said, okay, it's time for you to come back to Livno, to get a nice girl, to get a wife, get a family. There is a work for you, you are smart. What did you expect? What did I expect? Fuck, I didn't expect nothing, I didn't think about it. And then when I answered myself what did I expect, I managed to pass 13 exams and sign up and get a scholarship basically in Zagreb without telling anybody. My mother only knew. And then when I said that I'm going to Zagreb, I said, what? Father said, no, you are cutting off. No, I said, okay, I get a job in Zagreb, I get a partial scholarship in Zagreb, and I'm starting a new university from the beginning. From Zagreb, first day, I went to student agency, student organization. I became a news reporter for the student magazine because I didn't have a computer. And they are saying in the first that we need to have a computer. It was again 1998. No, it was only 2000 when I came to Zagreb. But I didn't have a computer. I had a computer at home. I didn't have it too. But if I become a journalist, then I will have access to computer because I had to write something. And I didn't write. I didn't write anything. I never wrote anything before. But let's start. Let's see what will happen. If I said no, I cannot do it. From the journalist, I became an editor of the economic part. From an editor of economic part, I became a sales manager. From a sales manager, I became a director. And from the director, I became a president of the Students' Association. And by the way, I just got now, that was in 2002, 12 years after, I got an email from the girl named Ana Radic. She's probably like 15 years. And she's there inviting us for the special Christmas event of this organization, like 14 years after. Which is, again, we left 500,000 kunas, like 75,000 euros on account when we left the student organization. And this was the motto for us. So, you don't need to make a list of your activities, you just need to know what is the outcome that you want to get. If you have a purpose why, just to make a plan. And the plan is really simple. If you need to travel tomorrow for 7 days, what has to be done today? This is your priority, nothing else. Don't think what is easiest to accomplish. This was like first mental attitude that I had, like, finish, wow, I feel good, finish, oh, I feel really good, finish, let's go for lunch. And I finished a lot of stuff. I was working all day long. Moving, create a bridge. This is interesting. So, for the guys, I will show you just shortly. This is the system that I built, which is answering, why should I do now? This is like very often they ask. The correct question, what outcome or results I'm wishing for. How to motivate myself, it's wrong. What is the purpose of this, what I'm doing? Why this is important to me? And that's, I need to make a list of activities, to-do list. Instead of that, if you have an outcome and a purpose, build yourself a plan, not a list. And this plan should look like this. This is a bridge. The bridge idea is to integrate the planning process in performance. The best of switch. So, what happened to us in Sofia for 54 hours? We really get excited about the results that we are having. And then when we were excited in this, when you have this planning process and everybody is in, if you manage to integrate this excitement in the performance, on the sales, in the marketing, in continue building the product, then you have a successful story. For example, if I said, okay, now it's beginning of December, and I said, let's organize Teto, or Peto, whatever. Let's organize, we have party. There is a skiing, Teto is skiing. So let's all together go there. So you imagine you had all of this organization part, and everybody is excited, and everybody is wow, so super, 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 super. But if the time passes and nobody talk about it, when really it have to happen, half of the people just forget that this happened, that they promised, and half of them are not sure if they're going to go, and basically nobody is going. But what if I said, I call you in a week from now, and I said, well, I have a transportation. I just got a van, it's for 9 people, great. And somebody else says, well, I got a good food, a great wine from my, parents, grandparents, and we have like 50 liters of the wine there. And they said, yeah, my friend is also coming, he's a DJ, he has the music, everything is kind of covered. So if something's happened in the between of this, when the time comes, everybody will be in. It looks like this. So you have point A, where you are now, you have point B, where you want to go. Like your Munich. You are in Skopje, you need to reach Munich. If you have super rich, like you are saying you are, you call your agent or your service and they organize you a private jet and you go there. And then you scale it. You can go with a flight directly, you can go with a bus, you can go with a car, whatever. Each of these chosen vehicles, they have to make a plan. If you go with a car, you know where to go, what is the line, how many kilometers do you have, where you want to sleep, and so on, so what is the cost, and so on. So it's from A to B. In between, you have 3 pillars. First pillar is your why this is important. Second pillar is what. And third pillar is how. So, why this is important to me, what I need to do, and how to do it. And it looks like this. So you have A, you have B, you have why in Croatian, you have what, and you have how. And then you just what? Discipline yourself to do something every day what will bring you closer to your desired goal. And this is like this is it. Just add something small every day. And success formula, I have one. 99% is successful and only 1% is a luck. But in the business ways, luck means when preparation and opportunity meets. So you are lucky. I have a contract with 5 companies, most of them Germans, but one Swiss, and I'm getting 5% of everything that they are selling to ex-Yugoslavian market. And this month I thought I had to write some report, and just 30 days passed and I didn't know anything. I don't know. I didn't speak, I didn't get an email, I don't know anything what's happening in the market, and I will be paid for this month also. And some people say, yeah, well, you're lucky. I had the knowledge, I had the skills, and I got an opportunity, so I was lucky at that time. And what does it mean? So, we said, where are you now? Point A, where you want to be. Point B, make a plan. If you want to reach from Skopje to Munich, and if you have to go with a car, that means you have 400 kilometers to Belgrade, 400 kilometers from Zagreb, and 400 kilometers to Munich. You cannot drive 1,200, or you can, but you need so many money for the gas, you need some for the toll road, you need to eat something. If you want to sleep in the middle, you know when to sleep. You need to know how much time you need to go there, and you need to know when it's your end time that you need to come there, so you can plan your thing. You cannot just sit in your car and start to go to Munich and see what will happen after the next turn. So, after you make a plan, you do what is needed to fulfill your plan. This is important. This is this integration. When you integrate from planning to doing, then you get the same feeling. Not when you plan, like you guys. How far are you with developing your application?
We're still learning.
Learning. Okay, you need to start doing it. But this is like planning, and you need to start at least mapping up. At least try to build something that will bring you a little bit closer to it. So, always measure. This is the reason why I asked. Always measure your progress. For example, you go to diet, and you don't want to step on this scale because you're not sure if you lost something. So I'm also like that one. When I want to go to diet, first I starve myself at least 3 days, and then I stop and I see, wow, it's not so bad like I thought, and then I go easy on myself. But it's just lying to myself. But if you don't measure your results, you don't know how far you're there. If you had a meeting with somebody with a coffee with friends on the main square, and you set meeting at 10, and you start from your home at 9, you will choose if you go with a taxi, if you go on foot, with a tram, public transportation, And depending on those 4 ways how to do transportation, you will choose when you go from it. In the meantime, you will watch. You'll see your watch. You'll see your mobile phone now, not watch anymore. But you will see how far you're there. Are you late? Then you call and said I will be late, or maybe you will come on time, or maybe this is MLS, like Macedonian syndrome. Everybody is late, but doesn't matter. But if you're late, you will call and say, sorry, I'm late and wait for me, or something like that. But this means you are measuring what you are doing. And this is what we are doing every day. But we are measuring, looking at the watch, measuring our time, measuring our activities. When you are doing business, you have to find a measure. What is the measure for you? How many customers do you have? How many users do you have? But how many products did you build? You measure your time in this moment, your performance, how many these products you made. And you said, wow, this month I made 30 of them. And then you turn and you see the full warehouse for your lines. And you get scared from your lines. If this is what you are doing, it's working, and you are advancing, then speed it up. This is when you feel the best. Then you see, wow, this is like, remember us in Sofia, 500 likes, wow, 500, 700 likes, let's move, and then we spam everybody, and then we get the results. If we didn't do this, everybody knew about this, and we spent like 40 hours on the computers just spamming all the groups, all the startups, and everybody, friends, day friends, friends of day friends, and so on. But everybody knew about the off switch, and we got the result that we need. But if we didn't get the first results, we would be encouraged to do more. That means if you... Halo? Nema tebe ovdje, rekao se će biti ovdje. Aj, super. Ja pričam, pa završit ću ja za 15 minuta, pa sam ga možemo čuti. Predajem, upravo sam prekrio predavanje upola i snimam me kamera da s tobom pričam telefon. Ajde. Free check. But, what if there is no progress? Can you imagine that you go to diet and you starve yourself, you don't feel happy, you don't eat chocolate and so on, and you start on the scale after 2 weeks and nothing happened, and you have the same amount of kilos and what? So that, would you continue with the same work or what? That means failure. That means when you feel that you did it failed, to go back, to make a new plan. But this is the idea, not to go back or to continue to go back to make a new plan. That means you have to have some data according to which you will make your plan. And that means you have to learn something from your prior experience in order to be better in the next one. Does it? Usually what people do is say, okay, I'll try something else. This is not working, let's try something else. This is not working, but I'm persistent. I can do it. So this is 2 ways how to do it wrong. To try something else, again to try something new. But you try a similar approach, but a similar way, but different approach, maybe different vehicle. If you are trying to go with a car and not working, take the plane. Pay somebody, loan the money, whatever. The problem isn't the problem is your attitude about the problem. This is one of the best things ever. Do you understand? The problem is not the problem is your attitude about the problem. This is, I love it. Do you know who those 2 guys are?
Yep.
You know, this guy made $3 million, and this guy made this a little bit outdated this Olympics in London. So it's different 7 times. And Bolt was faster on 200 meters. I couldn't calculate on 100 meters. But 200 meters is faster 0.06%. Faster. 700% earn more. Question before the start. Sales important for survival of your company. From 1 to 10, how much?
10.
Entrepreneur must know how to sell. True or false? 10. Anyone can become a salesman or an entrepreneur.
No, yes.
Yes.
No.
From 1 to 10.
8.
5.
I was
8.
5.
5. 10.
5.
But Haris is the only guy who is allowed to talk. Haris is the only one who is allowed to talk in your team. Because he's always doing the talking and you just like point to him and he said, thank. The good salesman is born, not created. This is one of my sayings, which is already written as my saying, that we are not genetically predefined to be a salesman. Sales is a skill like anybody else, and we cannot be genetically predefined like to do sports or athletics and so on. Just one question. Who believes that can improve yourself in sales for 1% per month? 1%. Just 1% per month. I know that's not enough for you, but do you believe that you are able to be better in what everyone? Who believe that this progress for 1% can make you 300% bigger income? You would like to. You would like to. You just saw the light at the end of the tunnel. This 1%. Okay, this is what we will do for the next time. I will show you how. I will show you with 5% how to get 70 times more, which is very important. And we will continue to talk about this. Those are the parts that you need to learn: how to behave, how to sell, how to talk, how to communicate, how to influence, how to be likable, whatever. And those are the processes. Usually they said 9. Usually they said 7. I have it 9. And this is prospecting, meaning how you will find and profile your product, your customers. Approaching in 3 different levels. How to do it in written, in oral, on the telephone. How to build a relationship, like trustworthy relationship, or in neuro-linguistic programming called rapport. Discovering needs. Not to go there and to offer your product before you discover what this customer really wants. It's really easy to manipulate people. I need 20 minutes to talk with each of you, and I will be able to sell you what do you need, or what you want, or you wish for. And I proved this to Davor, our beloved Davor. I said, okay, we sat in the conference room, and I started talking. And I started to write. And I started to show him. And he said, okay, yeah, I'm willing to buy it. I said, what? He said, this. I said, what? And I sat near him, looked at the table, I said, okay, what do you see? What is my product? What I am offering to you? I don't know. Do you know the price? I don't know. And I did this now in Super Kutavac, I did 220 people. I asked them in the beginning that if I try to sell something that they don't buy from me. And I managed to manipulate 120 people to offer them something what they wish for, ask them to give me 300 kunas, and show them the money. 300 kunas, which is like 45 euros. And then all of them raised their hand that they would buy. And I asked them politely in the beginning that they don't try to buy anything from me, that they will buy. Then I said, who would like to pay this double if this product could, and then I give them a little bit more. If the product can give you this, and this. Half of them stayed with the hands up. And I said, okay, who will pay triple? Like I said, first 300, then 600, then 900 kunas. Who will pay triple of this 130 euros in order to get this, then 30% of them stayed again. I said, okay, why this is happening? I asked you not to buy. And then again, all of you wanted to buy from me. I told you the price of my product. I told you my product is valued 300 kunas. And again, 50% of you wanted to give me double money. And again, I explained you how much it's worth. I told you that there is no product. And I told you and I asked you politely not to buy. And again, 30% of you are willing to give me a triple amount of money than the value of the product that I'm offering to you. And then they feel a little bit offended. Because this is like proof that if you are able to discover a need, if you are able to discover, well, need is difficult. Need is something else. I would say desire, because need is above desire. We are buying, I don't know, 90% of the stuff because of the need. We need to have, we need to have a cover. This is what we talked in the beginning. We need to have a roof, shelter, but our desire to make it be big, beautiful, important, whatever. We need to be covered and protected by the food, but our desire to have a different clothes and to look better. And if you get into desire, the need is already there. Same again as my story with the restaurant. If you explain to somebody how your experience and how good you had this experience in the restaurant without thinking that you will get paid, you will do it better. We are talking about desire, we're not talking about the basic human need. And it's something else. Then a presentation, and this just was a presentation, so if you are confident enough and you have enough word to, there is a need or desire, and there is my product. My product can fulfill 10 different desires or the needs. But if I discover that you have 2 of 10 that my product can fulfill, I will talk only about those 2. Because those 2 are triggers. I will not explain if I'm selling you a car and you are interested in the nice design and the right color. I will not talk to you how brakes are work or how the engine is working, how many horsepower is and how you can save whatever you will save. Or if you are environmentally friendly and you are just need this kind of part, I will not talk about something else. Because everything is oversales. Oversales. There is a word for it, oversales. When you really hit what you need, you hit the button, it's ready to close, but you continue to talk about the features and possibilities, benefits and so on, and then you also, because now I'm talking for like 2 hours and each of you can follow me for like 30 seconds. Because brain can process the information 3 or 4 times faster than you can listen. Then I can talk. That means that you are able to listen me and think about something else. And very often I'm mentioning my friend from the primary school named Jagoda. So the guy was talking to me, talking, and he mentioned Jagoda. And I said, what happened with Jagoda? After the war, I heard that she went to Banja Luka. Wow, Banja Luka, Darko Reklam, I have to meet him in Belgrade. Yeah, I was also sitting in Belgrade. So Belgrade, Grafima, Belgrade. We need to see that child. Maybe I will try to find it there. But yeah, also Darko from the local will also come. Yeah, from Davor from Osijek also will be there. And I was far away until he said, yeah, what do you think? He was talking to me about his idea to build something, to create something, I don't know, to grow jagode, whatever, strawberries, and to sell them. And he had an idea for e-commerce. And he talked to me like half an hour about it. He said, what do you think about the idea? And like, for me, it was just like, I just wake up like, what? What is happening? Because this is how the mind works. And very often it's asked a question, or to do really strong eye contact like I'm doing with you, so to get your attention. Or even if you have a computer, then you cannot get eye contact at all. But if you are the only one with a computer, then it's easier. Oh, no. So we have presentation, we have securing the confirmation. Am I right or am I right? This is the part that nobody is mentioning. That means, if I say, okay, you are looking for the car. So we are thinking about middle level, let's say pink or bright. Is it this violet good enough for you? Let's say front wheels. So until you interrupt me, I'm reading your mind basically, and he said, no, but in that time, he said, no, not front wheel, I want all-wheel drive. I will know that you really want to have this product. So, let's talk about lamp. Try to sell me the lamp. Hold on, let's finish the fast. It's national holiday, sorry. But you will do it in private. You'll try to do it. Because this is not to try to guess what I want. Then the second step is, or third step is to get my needs or desire what I want. And then you just try to read what I just said. Just repeat what I said. Ask me a question. What kind of home do you have? Where do you live? Where do you spend your most time? try to analyze me, and then according to this, what I just said, you just need to repeat. That means you have a big home. And then we go to the encyclopedia salesman in US, which says you need to get 3 right yes answers, and the customer will think that 4th is also right. So, yes, right, 4th will be yes. Is this a place of Nina Minesk? Yes. Are you alone? Yes. Are you in, I don't know. No, this is your address and your phone number? Yes. We think that you are suitable for this, and this. So, this human mind, after 3 yeses, human mind think or expect 4th also to be positive, interesting, and good for him. So this is the way how you, this is like this, getting the confirmations. Is this what we talk? Just summarize a little bit. Did we talk about, so you like this, and this? And if it interrupts you, that means it's really interesting. That means you can just upgrade your price at least double. At least double. If there is no normally price showing, but in your radar. So if you just ask somebody come and said, okay, I like the lamp. If you just said why, it's much easier. And then she said, okay, I like how it shapes. It will really fit in my home. I have this, and this, because this reminds me. And then you continue to build rapport, talk about your business and this. And then in the end, say, okay, let me understand if I understand it correctly. So you like the yellow one? Yes. And this size is okay for your home because you want to keep it in this place. And then, can you visualize what is happening? So I see it yellow, I see the size, I see it standing on my table or something, and what? And then you don't think about the price because you already create the value. Because in the beginning you see the price, you don't know the value, and then you have to build the value. It's very hard. But in the beginning you don't know the price, and you're building the value, and the price becomes meaningless until you're hit like that. And it's about 200. Ooh, 200. Okay, but it's promotional, so I will give you 400. And then you go out and say, okay, for 80 euros that I just earn extra, I go buy myself something nice. And then you feel good because you have money in your pocket. You don't feel good. Maybe you feel good for a certain period of time, but when you buy something for yourself, then you feel even better. Trust me. Been there, done that. Yeah. Negotiation, closing. The closing is something that everybody scared, and it's something that everybody failed. Everybody failed in closing. Okay, your lamp, it's my lamp, you want it, it will fit your home, we already discussed everything, it's 50 euro, advance payment, or 70 euro if you want to pay it in monthly rates. Is this okay for you? Like I didn't change the facial expression, never. 99.9% of people when I start to sell, they're looking down, they're trying to smile, or they just freeze. How will I ask you for money? And how they finish? Okay, we will organize something, we'll get this together, we have to sit and talk, I will send you an offer, I will send you more materials, because both of them, buyer and seller, are afraid at the same time. Seller is afraid to be rejected, to ask for the sale, and this guy will say no, that means it will finish, that means whole story, whole imagination about me successful will finish. This is also one of the reasons why entrepreneurs fail. Because they think, okay, I will have one customer who is waiting for me. And everybody had that customer who is coming, bragging, asking, talking, and you never ask, are you willing or will you buy and pay this today? But we're just waiting for something that somebody decide. You know, he went, he was super happy with presentation, and they will let me know later. And then you lie yourself. It's easier if you ask, just, are you buying it or not? Much easier. You will not offend anybody. You don't need to think. You know, I have another customer, so you have to decide, this is lying, this is blackmailing. But Mr. Prospect, are you willing to buy this land and pay 50 euro now, or not? And then you get an answer. And if he said not, no, then you said, why? don't have money, how much money do you have? Okay, let's make agreement. Give me 25 now and 25 tomorrow. I don't want, why did we talk about it? It just looked me nice, but I think that my wife would hate it. Are you man enough? Okay, wait, you don't want to buy something that you like because you're afraid of you're a woman. You can go in every direction, just need to ask a question. And then testimonials and recommendation. In this place, in this time, it's easier to get somebody who will warrant you for you in the bank than to get recommendation for the customers. But anyhow.
So where does following up?
What?
Where does follow up stand in here, the sales process?
After testimonials, and you'll hear it now. There is a special place. What means following up? Stalking or following up? There's like one of my blog. Testimonials, recommendations. This is something that you get in only two recommendations, I would say. Only two ways. First, when you don't sell, you ask for recommendation. If you feel that you did everything, but there is a real reason behind it. So you said, okay, do you think it was a good product? Can I help you? Do you think that my approach is good enough? And are you willing to recommend me to some of your friends or somebody else who could be also beneficial from this here? And when you fulfill, when you do your job, when you deliver as it should, and then you can ask again if somebody can also. Usually if you do it, you will get it for free. You don't have to ask for it. So following up an unsuccessful sale is something completely different. It's something by itself. I don't put it like the part of the sales process because following up means that you didn't sell. And this process say that you have to sell. But this is something like a success part of it. You don't prospecting. You can fail in the prospecting to get a wrong prospect. In approaching, you can get a wrong approach first time to try to enter somebody's life and ask for it and he don't want it. Maybe you try to send a dozen of emails, but he doesn't open the emails. It's all about the following up. If following up had all these processes, you need to find the place when you missed, when you do something wrong in order to have to do it again. Following up means to do it again. So testimonials, recommendations, I have more than 150 I think on my website. This is how I can fit. I have full inbox of the people who are giving me testimonials for free. First 20 I had to ask. Some of them I also wrote. Some of them I was laughed because I wrote something nice about me. And they were just like, wow, about it. Then I learned and I said, okay, let's try to put myself in the head of this person and write something like normal. And it works. So first like 10 of them I wrote by myself or even more. But afterwards when people saw that there is somebody who is giving these testimonials, if they are happy, they are happy. Last week I got paid like 900 euros and got beautiful testimonials in the email how I changed the life of the middle-aged florist from Pula. She bought my program, she started with this, and she said, when I start my mornings with Dobar dan, ja sam Ivica Penić, I already feel happy. What does it mean? I don't know, but I got the money. And I'm happy, and she's happy, and everybody's happy. Definition. This is boring. Really boring. This is Wikipedia. Definition kaže, we said the sales is definition of meeting with the potential customers and offering goods or services in exchange for money. In my way, in my book, this is building a bridge, and this is that you need to persuade somebody or your customer to trust you and to give you money in advance in order to receive a benefit in the future. And this is very, very difficult, I would say. So, to make somebody trust you, to give you real money now, in order to get benefit in the future. And this is all about the trust. All about trust, all about authority. There are 9 triggers in the sales. Trust and authority and social are 3, which they are more important. This will be in next lectures. So let's see what is now. And now, okay, a little bit to change. It's not the same. Like all these money amounts are not the same. is not the same of PR, marketing, and sales. PR says how well we are there. Marketing says this is our offer. And the sales, in my definition, is invitation to exchange values. So I have my money with a value that is pronounced by government, and you have your land, which is value that you think you have, and we are exchanging. Until this is fair, we have a win-win combination. Okay, for the next, this is finished. So for the next time, we will have like elevator pitch. But we will have now who is your customer. I didn't change it in English. So who is your customer? And you will get again at least 2 or email 4s, maybe even 3 on this topic. And you will be asked for the next Monday to make a pitch with 5 minutes or 3 minutes with a presentation. 3 minutes with a presentation. Power presentation. Challenge your team. Haris, you can do it. Next time, but every next time you need to change. You need to move. I want to see others how they are behaving, I would say. Okay? And this is it. See you next week.